This is the Anti-Partisan Network, and today our video is kind of serious. So I made a prediction years ago that there will be a point where this Pan-African peace that Africa have been enjoying, that we have been celebrated for so many years, might come to an end. And I think that time may be sooner than we all realize. I saw a video on YouTube made by Mr. Cyrus from Toontum Network, which will sort of confirm my prediction. So how did I know? And why did I make this prediction? So when we channel we said yeah, common sense near the edge. If you understand near the edge. Me share senior Africans, the way we play with our lives, how we do not care about our survival. And the mommy who said we don't really have, like, we didn't play an active role we didn't have an active responsibility during the First World War and Second World War. Madam for Bakune can say, imagine say we will be kontokwa more battlefield na canister bomb. Bra. One champion then you panat into pieces. Like, just imagine. So ukwana ubefia. So ukwana uba. And yam concert no ne sa ne ma chile no ne sa mo asem na etigana hana ye. You won't mame. The moment you come pen the most important thing is going to be peace. When you beji peace in power, you are going to see that human life is so important. Like, you are going to start to figure out a way how to improve the human life. And that is the reason why Japan, Hiroshima and Nagasaki incident, that is the most terrible World War incident ever. After that incident, Japan is the most developed country in the world. And you pay but what you share the country. Nti won say the Nyankopon promise Abraham say wo be free na wakwa akopre na enam through obre mu no wase be try bibri na nye bibia o. Nyankopon was just telling Abraham to go outside the world and learn about survival skills. Yeah, I don't know if it is fortunate or unfortunate say yen yanko world war ni bi, but I think say yepa ebeba. Because any you see their life, you dear like, I'm sure, Peppa. 5 years is just around the corner. So now I want us to go and check the video, because after the video, I am going to say something more. Maybe video, no, it scares me, to be frank. And I do not want to bear that responsibility alone. I don't want to be the only one who's afraid. I want you to see this video. I want you to come to your senses. Like, common sense is not a teacher. Let's forget about all these external foreign influences. Yeah, forget this animal. Now you start na you dream if you dream. Into with the only young share your Brother Cyrus.
To everyone that is watching me, it's time to wake up. And I have a question for you. Why is it that not all Muslims are terrorists, but all terrorist groups are affiliated with Islam? I mean, I would like to hear from you. And in your attempt to answer this question, you need to lay aside your religious biasness or taqiyya in the first place. Listen to these facts. Jama'at Nusrat al-Islam al-Muslimin, JNIM, which is an Islamic insurgency group in Mali, is currently 50 kilometers away from Bamako, the capital. They have blocked access to fuel tankers that supplies fuel to the capital, and currently there is a massive fuel shortage in Mali as a result. 40 million Malians are affected. What these groups are doing affects everyone and may soon come near your dwelling place, ladies and gentlemen. So let's not be overly protective of our faith or beliefs in looking at the facts of this issue, because it has the potential of affecting every one of us in spite of our religious differences in the coming years. This JNIM in June, ladies and gentlemen, launched a major assault on Malian military bases, and several soldiers died as a result. They wanted to capture the Malian military's armory. Then they organized a series of deadly ambushes on civilian convoys where 25 people died, and has since then attacked several artisanal mining sites. They are desperately looking for a source of funds for their enterprise. The agenda is to end secular governance in Mali and turn it into a theocratic system under Sharia law. What do you make of this, ladies and gentlemen? This is just one. In Niger, the Islamic State Sahel terrorist group is actively in operation. Their source of funds has been through extortions, as in forcing people to pay taxes to them at checkpoints, kidnappings and taking ransoms, cattle raising and artisanal mining. In September of this year, they killed 22 Christians at a baptism ceremony in a town called Tilaberi. In March, they killed 44 people during prayers in a mosque in Kokuru, and they ambushed Nigerian soldiers from time to time in search of weapons. Ladies and gentlemen, they want to topple the Nigerian government led by Abdurrahman Chiani and turn Niger into a complete Islamic state. This is the second one, ladies and gentlemen. In Burkina Faso, the same Jamaat Nusrat al-Islam al-Muslimin JNIM operate there. In May of this year, they launched a major assault on the town of Djibo in northern Burkina Faso, targeting the military, police, and gendarmerie posts. Ladies and gentlemen, they again want the arms. They want the arms, they want the source of funds, and also take over the countries they operate in the name of Allah. In Nigeria, the Islamic State West Africa Province, ISWAP, and the Fulani militant groups have grabbed the attention of the world in recent times with the killings of Christians and other Muslims, including civilians. In March of this year, they attacked 2 military bases in Borno State in Nigeria, and 4 soldiers died. Ladies and gentlemen, they keep attacking places they can access guns and armor, and it's all for the purpose of taking over the countries in the name of Allah. Christians are one of their biggest targets now, just as civilians who don't support them. The central government is also their target, including the financial architecture of the country. But the bigger agenda is for the lands, the territories, and the ultimate taking over of governance. Ladies and gentlemen, hunger and diseases are no more the biggest threats to lives in West Africa. It is terrorism, jihadism, and insurgency, and every West African country is at risk. We have come to a point where every country in West Africa will have to tighten their borders moving forward. The same borders we want to open, we must now start tightening them. Do you remember when in March of this year, when we celebrated because Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso had removed all borders between them? You remember what happened? And we celebrated? Well, that's quickly changing. The borders are returning in these 3 countries. In fact, security checks have been placed in the borders because these jihadist insurgencies are using the same means to transport themselves and their equipment. All the progress that was made, which became a talking point for all of Africa and a better version of what we expected of ECOWAS to be, is now being challenged and reversed because of a small group of militia and religious zealots who are attempting to bring everything down. Ladies and gentlemen, nobody is safe so long as these groups are still in operation. Our young men are at risk of being indoctrinated into this ideology. The education system, as we know, will be completely wiped out. The civilization we have will make way for a new type of civilization under Sharia law, and democracy will be ousted. Those who stand in their way will be beheaded, burned alive, or gunned down like they are doing in many places right now. There will be only one system under them, where religious freedom will be taken away for only Islam to dominate. This is what these guys are chanting every time. This is what we are up and against, ladies and gentlemen. Let nobody kid you anymore. 15 years ago, when this whole thing started in Nigeria, we couldn't have envisioned how much a threat it will be. It was until the following year in 2010, if you remember, when there was a mass prison break in Nigeria where all these convicts were recruited into that group. This was when things began to terrify all of us. Today, ladies and gentlemen, they are at our borders. They have taken over strategic points to financially keep themselves and their agenda in motion. It is time for every country in Africa to wake up. The unification of Africa is under threat. ECOWAS, which is already dysfunctional, will soon be completely dismantled if this threat continues to loom. Very soon, crossing borders in West Africa will be the most dangerous and most unwise thing to do in the whole world. It will be more dangerous to cross borders in West Africa very soon than crossing between South Korea and North Korea. Ladies and gentlemen, very soon, goods will not be moving across these borders as we have them now. These groups are constantly targeting whatever will aid in their ability to generate revenue for their agenda. Ladies and gentlemen, every African country must come back to the table again and start talking strategies as to how to combat this canker, because individually we may not win. It must be a well-coordinated joint effort with continuous funding and a de-indoctrination program put in place to fight this problem. Ladies and gentlemen, as of this year, it is estimated that the overall population of these groups sum up to nearly 50,000. This combines jihadists, militias, Fulani militants from Nigeria, Niger, Mali, Somalia, Mauritania, Chad, and Burkina Faso. 50,000 men who have committed themselves to destroying everything on this continent for their agenda. Africa has 1.4 billion population.
So William said, send your workers say these people, they are 50,000 people. They want to destroy the entire Africa for their own agenda. Their agenda, no mention say it is for them. Brony, listen. We are saying start here. When the word started, and before the white people came, the white people, they were doing the same thing. And but some religion, it started from polytheism and then ended at monotheism. It's Christianity. By evolution, it was interrupted by the arrival of the white people. Unfortunately for us, unfortunately for them, the white people, they were doing more excelling. Because if you cross our timeline, now we share, if it's true that we all came into existence at the same time, now we share the point at which we reach monotheism. Now we share the polytheism, your rate now, status now. No, we have no more copper. Here's the reason why Americans are no more advanced. Religion akwa bi to say, yemfa ne se car, automatic and a manual. Obi oni manual car twi bi automatic twi. And then you'll be on automatic car and then manual. The infant say government, automatic, and a religion, manual. Like I hope you understand my knowledge. Religion was used to like sort of control or rule over the masses during the olden days. By a true religion, any about discover a government. A yankopon, a odiphobia and a prophet be, and as soon that yankopon catch and say. On fan is on two be so 1 point on a point in is over henny. In the answer government baby asano. Now sorry or what that. In during the olden days, and also or hineka be a prophet and I say religious leader, etimika se debi. Like now prophet no mutimi challenge a him for no. Even during Roman Empire or more time no kwa wa utimi hu bi because of anything yetimi kwa dey e could crucify Jesus. During no more time na almost small bosom. A country way in a country way. Some countries be polish or my bosom sem omuko drew Islamic. Some country be polish or my bosom sem omuko drew Christianity. After Kobana says Uncle Fu say no baby to the major religious controlling groups in the world. And then to start here. World War I, Crusade War. And to kwana koso sa Christianity Muslim sa bisi yet ye baby we Africa for na yet ye baby na yeso me aboson sem na ki ye nyam polytheism and ma monotheism Yen who religion po ebet me afa free year de animo your ancestor yen who religion kro enka maybe the under normal circumstances they mean say religious evolution and now me mu and yetimi tromra yetimi nya constitution film yetimi hu ekwan abefa so ni onu atena yetimi derive diplomacy film ni bibia but because of say yetimi involve your religion ama me dru ba bia aye polish ntino saa nyema we nyina constitution ne saa nyema ne mra ne ade nyina yetimi andwen hu bi inventions scientific inventions ni discoveries ni ade nyina yetimi anye bi all because of say broni si wanu aduan na wie yengina yendi enti broni de na ode bre enti ye de ye jato enu enti na obehwa normally ya amamre ene mrofo amamre ta clash because ye wo ye de ene obi de ye buy by nipa kron de na ode buy no as ye fine si ye dem by ye de no si ye nim senko onyini ya so te obi ani mo brempo ahya se senko onyini ya enke nim ye oba bedan enti won say normally ye wo ma ni I refer to the old tradition ye wo ma near the emrofo de no side de aba bi di ani enti ada no bi kan bi say ya say MP for no ye so e omu na ye the Bible na so e omu senka one day de umako gina antoa na say nsuo bi ano ne aka che omu say jikosua we de bodi ngoso say udi aban sika obewu a enka MP bi no ba ko be di aban sika but enti won say still na you can see say the old way of doing things no still na resonate with you to the point say even though say you are polishing po we didn't even involve our old traditions but still na etiemu sort emma eboyehu enti one say because of near emrofo here any send you accept your more foreign traditions nintino emma ye de na ye de stop here enti say here me say wo Africa say here na say we see you are fighting another person and that say kunwuya in the name of Allah you are a very confused person so wo Africa anum say na so ka say you are doing something in the name of Christianity you are a very confused person yeah it here na we are very confused near the say because ye jaya de ato ene yakwa kofa obi tie by me can say Christianity and I say Islam religion bad by one question your brother na ask you say Argentina why is it that any Muslims na terrorists too but almost as if say terrorist groups all it's made up of Muslims like why is that and let me continue what I was saying so me can say Christianity no me more Christian home and yeah the Christian values and attitude me sure say some woman bapa member Christians na attitude ombeja sorry ne kode but ntitiya no there it has to be there me dem say the Christian church no it has this way of like making you understand the value of life like emawoti enkwaso faso even though say all religion across the world their most important thing is the topic of afterlife by Christian religion so we say ignorance no ne hypocrisy ni free mu it actually teaches kindness like kindness be out want to say enti menka say momayanto sane manento ntwene de by any kwanse de hu hyewu too much to the point say nti yebekum yenua like it doesn't make sense and I want to say governance since the beginning of time me da bia me kofa efianyansa na eba since I started adeno say ne kwan aye faso aye ye no yenye no say bio yemma obi emma ukro we do not let somebody into your border already now governance is mainly about foreign affairs, foreign policies, because you are one country surrounded by, let's say, hundreds of countries. So now, how do you deal with your relationship with these surrounding countries? So that they do not come and attack you all at once. Because so other countries now are around you. Some will be here. So governance wasn't really about internal affairs. Yeah, Africa for Niasa, yeah, bomb. Intina yentimi handle your internal affairs enough to know about external affairs, foreign affairs. Bank governance there is more about foreign affairs because we are all one people, we all share the same idea, we all have the same mindset. Inti only time for one kasa ukrum or time for outside your country. By we are struggling to deal with a nearby way inside. How much more a nearby way outside? Inti by once we are getting to the point. According to my prediction, we are getting to the point where we have to decide. Sentokwa we say nyaba na se ba be full scale war. Definitely America for the omu because omu promote Christianity. So now if Christians are under attack, they have to come and defend them. Meaning the reason why Nigerian president in Nigeria for no omo question Donald Trump say manemba. Na nipa no oba or resources in your obefa. Unim B1 bomber, unim nebo. Unim the price. Now Oma no pattern talk about na go on fan free. There be also real kakra. Yes, say soja ni bi wo abrochi wo Nigeria ni. Watimi manage free Nigeria kwa abrochi US akọ join ni ami no. Donald Trump ba stop his terrorism na ekoso na also no dey oba ade ya on person be attacking his homeland. But it's okay for the Christians in his homeland to be attacked. No, and no dear, I'm fan of Christians now. You go on one day and I'm fan of him by all free the Chrome, all free US and Nigeria now, according to the Donald Trump and on, and they also on yet. Me, I said, I didn't quite make you know what I'm say. And TSA Donald Trump, you said there's something like that. And the on say, baby, I didn't quite could know. Ghana find itself, and I say Ghana is in the position whereby the country is not dominated by Christians. And the country is not dominated by Muslims. And definitely, if there's a war, an ascent or quarrel between the Muslim group and then the Christian group, we have to make a choice. Like, we have to choose one side or we have to stay neutral. If we decide to stay neutral, that is a weak point. It's a weak position. It means that you as a country, you are very weak. You don't know who you are. You are unstable and nobody will come to your support ever again. If you support the Islam people, definitely, America for a share. Everybody here will die. Man. Yet say our leaders they are playing as if say as a young one you will be as. But you see, we are young one you will be as. The world is big. Into my empire young choir Ghana na legionary and find so person who near my will be as you have become the ruler of a country. If you want to understand your position of the world, you have to start learning about the world. And she says, yeah, we cannot side with the Islams because in say many America form we have to think about that. Now we cannot side with the Christians because right now Muslims need kunkum nipa bebre. And they are to Muslims wa. And the Muslims now in one country I'm saying, would they side with the Muslims who are killing the Christians or would they side with the Christians? And the Christians there were also. What would they do? And you can see how conflicting this whole thing will be when it comes down for Ghana to make a decision. But in 5 years' time, it will come. See, if me preventing us a such situation and presenting in the first place, then it will be a plus. But if you can't, that time will come. I think I'm hoping that in 5 years' time, a proper government will come. A proper government with proper foreign policies. But right now, since we can't even handle our internal affairs, I don't even want to think about how we can deal with our foreign policies. So, as like I said, it's quite unfortunate and near Kosovo, Africa, if we are surrounded by these kind of terrorists, this number of terrorists, 50,000, it's a lot. And these people too, it's not like they don't mean what they are doing. They really mean what they are doing. They are killing people left and right. They are taking people hostages and they are trying to crumble government as it is. To be frank, Mimi Hune say, send Christianity, as you dominate your Africa, the influence of Christianity are dominating Africa, taking root. I think these Islamic groups too, these terrorists too, they are jealous of it. I don't know why. Like, it's just a feeling. But normally, my predictions are true. Maybe they are jealous of it. Since the beginning of religion, it has been that. A fight over influence. A war over influence. Muslim folk are konkaha, na Christians are konkaha. Muslim are konkaha, na Christians are konkaha. Until even during the colonial times, Muslims in our countries were konkaha, and the Christians in our countries are konkaha. Like, is that same thing that they cause? Until maybe I am say Africa first on like I say it's like we are toys to them. Left and right. Meaning the reason why we Africans to we allow ourselves Wow, what in jail? Wusu yen kramoni. One na no some bosom. One kramoni and found who be pia. So I say, and meaning the reason why ube sacrifice your life and I say ube kum somebody else for this cause. But say America and Africa for the day, yeah, the idea the gross since the beginning of time based there. Maybe I'm hoping say mentality we say you bet me a breaking. Because another one of my prediction they say Africa will bet me a value life. I just see a contokwa. Like we have to learn through the hard way. It's almost as if said the easy way is not working. Yentana say yem fa sumbi ensu enyansa na say nye adwuma. Asumbi ni mom na say. Intimidie me nkasa yem kontokwa but akola no say wo che na de boko na say won ti ase a emi say wo de aba to ne to a emi say be wura ne trim me adwe am fire say ukwa class of student you two types you student be one way nya che na de anu ati ase you student be one way wo be che ne say on ti ase just wa bonanza ebi asa na Africa thing maybe Africa is a student that you have to beat first. I don't know why. So and then I can't bear bad news. Let's end the video here. Thank you. This is Anti-Partisan and please do subscribe.